Spring and headed towards summer. Yeah, that's usually what happens. Created in 90 degrees.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll call this meeting to order, please. We stand to salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Quigley.
Here.
Councilwoman DeGroot.
Here.
Deputy Supervisor Van Cleek,
Here.
Councilwoman Hayner.
Here.
Councilman Secreto.
Are there any changes or additions to this agenda? Are there any? Nope. No? Okay. Open the floor now to the public discussion on agenda items only. There are agendas on the podium if you don't have one already. Please state your name and your address for us, please, when you come to the podium. We will bring the microphone up to them on the podium.
Mhm.
Is there anyone who would like to speak to the board at this, on an agenda item? Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kaylin Sanders, Town of Ulster resident. I'm speaking on behalf of the Sophie's Creek neighbors in and around the Lake Katrine area. And I will be echoing the sentiments I put together with Town of Ulster Citizens.org, who will be speaking later. Today, the New York Times suggested that this coming hurricane season will be the busiest year on record. Glenary Lake Park and Katrine Lane residents are terrified every day it rains. First in our backyards because of the Ashokan releases into the Esopus Creek. Next in our front yards over the additional stormwater coming from the Central Hudson site, flooding our properties. And next over potential CSX train derailment as the water seeps under the tracks. Today, we're faced with an oil spill by Central Hudson into that same wetland shared with Evergreen as it empties into the Esopus Creek with a smell that burns our throats, without any clarity as to who is responsible for addressing these dangerous issues so they don't happen again. As for the Bretalone expansion seeker application that proposes to fill in the same wetland, we believe to have found 6 errors on their short environmental assessment form. Several questions were marked no and should have been marked yes, like whether there is a wetland on site or whether they require a permit from any other government agency. One question asked is this action consistent with the town's adopted comprehensive plan? Given our 16-year-old town plan calls for creating aquifer overlay districts, protecting sensitive areas like wetlands, creating buffers between commercial zones and water courses, and requiring parkland or payment in lieu to ensure that the recreation needs of the community are met, that box should have been checked no, but it was left blank. Question 20 asks, has the site of the proposed action or the adjoining property been the subject of remediation for hazardous waste, ongoing or completed? Bretalone checked no, but Myron Lumber received several ignitable hazardous waste violations through the 1990s on that parcel. Rudo Industries received violations for halogenated solvents in 2006 and 2007 on that property. And now we have the latest confirmed hydraulic oil spill by Central Hudson dumping into the Esopus Creek this past January. And the spill is still listed open for the DEC. Don't errors on an SEAF require that the application be sent back to be filled out properly so the board can make sound decisions? How can the lead of this environmental review provide a fair and robust process when the application in front of them may be in need of corrections? It's clear that the board has a need for speed, but look at where that has gotten us in the past 4 years. We demand that the town investigate the cumulative impacts of this project on traffic, noise, light, and stormwater. As for stormwater, the inadequate culverts can't handle any more water. The retention ponds don't work. We want 0.
3 minutes is up.
Anybody raise their hands? I have another
We
30
don't-
seconds.
We don't have a policy for parents. So is this what- Hey, is this-
I have 30 seconds more.
You got 30 seconds. Go.
Yeah. As for stormwater, the inadequate culverts can't handle any more water. We want 0 more stormwater, 0 more spills for Central Hudson, and we don't want to be the next East Palestine. If anybody would like to sign our petition, please go to esopuskreekneighbors.com. We will be delivering those signatures to you shortly.
Did you give a copy of that to the?
Yes, I did.
Thanks very much. Next, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nels Leader. I'm CEO of Bretalone Bakery. In partnership,
Speak into my,
yes,
sorry.
how's that?
Much better.
Good, okay, great. So in partnership with Laura Hartman, I've arranged to participate in the April Ulster Citizens meeting. I hope to use the time to share with interested members of the community more information about our proposed project and to answer any questions. The session will be here at the town offices on April 29th at 7 p.m. I encourage anyone from the community that is eager to understand our project to come out. I promise fresh loaves of sourdough bread to everyone that participates. Please note that this session will be in addition to the normal public comment process. I will be here to participate during the public comment period for our project as it moves through the town of Ulster process. Just a few words about the project right now. We proposed an addition to our building that will allow us to build on our 40+ year mission of making good sourdough bread available to all. The project will allow us to continue to thrive in the town of Ulster. This means continued opportunities for each and every of our more than 200 employees based out of our town of Ulster location. In addition, as we've shown with our commitment to organic ingredients 40 years ago, our 196 kilowatt solar array here in the town of Ulster, and our carbon neutral bakery in Boyceville, environmental sustainability will be a focus of our project. At this early stage, I can share that we're exploring additional solar energy production, geothermal heating and cooling, and use of sustainable building products such as mass timber. I do not plan to increase diesel truck traffic on 9W. I do plan to create an inspiring and successful example of a business's transition to electric trucks. Thanks to the town board for all the work you do making the town of Ulster function each and every day, and for the members of the community that engage in the process. I hope to see some of you on April 29th at 7 p.m. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to address the board at this point?
Regis Obuchevsky, 170 Ledge Road, town of Ulster. Is this an appropriate time when normally we'd be?
We're gonna do it at the end also, but if this is an agenda item, you can speak about it now.
Is that okay?
If it's not on the agenda, you can.
Okay, I might go over 3 minutes.
So trying to hold to that, but do the best you can.
Okay, I'll do the best I can, yes, of course, and, Melanie, may I give you these?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Speaking on behalf of the town of Ulster Citizens.org and Laura Hartman and I. Most of us view Bread Alone as an important business in our town because they bring the highest standards of quality and nutrition to the most basic of foods, bread. Their products are not only wholesome, but they make us feel good about ourselves and they give us bragging rights that the best bread anywhere is made right here in our town. They even generate their own power, solar and geothermal. One has the feeling that Bread Alone cares about us as neighbors, our environment, their highly valued employees, and about their own reputation for excellence on every level. From our point of view, they go the extra mile. A couple of us spent an afternoon with Nels Leader, the leadership team and the staff of Bread Alone. They wanted us to come back next day and the next day. So why are we saying nice things about Bread Alone? Are they perfect? No. Do they have chinks in their armor? Yes, they're human. Are they like their next door neighbors? We can ask the same question of ourselves and our answers will vary. In our opinion, Bread Alone is not like their immediate neighbors, Central Hudson, whose clear-cutting actions have caused the flooding, light, and noise pollution of 2 residential neighborhoods to their west and their north, and their oil spill has caused partial contamination of wetlands, a ravine in the lower Socas Creek itself. Central Hudson's retention basin failed because of the uncontrollable volume of water that their site has generated. Residents on the south end of Glenary Boulevard, adjacent to the developing Central Hudson campus, were unable to drive to their homes because of the depth of the water in their road and front yards. A little farther south along the CSX railroad tracks, the residents off Katrina Lane also experienced flooding and contamination coming through a culvert beneath the tracks, originating from a federal wetland that gets filled with runoff from central Hudson. These residents are understandably fearful and angry. They are worried that the central Hudson retention basin, which has already been breached, will not hold when their development of even more impervious surfaces, buildings and blacktops are completed in a few years. Can you imagine being so frightened of a heavy and persistent rain that may degrade the railroad bed and cause a 2-mile train to tumble into your neighborhood? Residents have asked them to no available to plant riparian buffers that will absorb water, dampen noise, partially clean the air, and improve the comely barrenness of the property, which used to be a forest teeming with wildlife.
How much are you going over?
I'm over?
Yeah.
Okay. You have the copies, so very good, thank you.
Appreciate
Yep.
Anyone else like to speak to the board at this point? Okay. Seeing no one, we're gonna continue on with the agenda. 5:10. Yeah, it's now 5:10, so now we will have, I need a motion. So move. Second for the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, the floor is now open for the public hearing for, local law blank of 2024, a local law to amend the zoning code, cannabis retail dispensaries. We will now take comments in regard to that. And that only. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to that? I want to just advise you, there is a 3-minute.
Not a problem, Mr. Supervisor, thank you. Board members, thank you. I'm Michael Moriello. I'm the attorney for Sage Holdings. I have reviewed the law and I think it's very well drafted. I just had a couple of points of clarification, which I've written on a piece of paper, very, very short. I'll submit that to the board just for clarity on how to interpret the distances and along the roadways and the sidewalks, which I think is the intent of this law. I just wanted to make sure that when Warren interprets it, when the board interprets it, that's the interpretation. In fact, also, I wanted to submit 2 cases that I was involved with, one way back when I was a much younger man, 1998, and another one in 2022 on the issue of spot zoning, which is to benefit one property, zoning changes are made. In this instance, although one property will be affected, the benefit is community-wide. And I think these cases will bear out why those reasons are. I just wanted to make sure that we got that of record because it is one property which we're here for tonight. I also have some statutory requirements that are part of the New York State cannabis law with respect to distances, none of which include any distances from residential. Of course, your law does include residential districts. We had thought about suggesting a lower amount of distance, but we revised that after further consideration. And I think overall, the law is very well drafted, and with some clarification from Warren, I think we'll be in very good shape. I would like to submit these documents to the board.
It goes right to the front.
Thank you. They're right here.
Thank you.
And then I don't know if the board each wants. Is one set okay for you? Is that, well, thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Thanks.
Okay. Anyone else here tonight to make comment, please?
Yeah, hi, I'm Lisa Carini. I live at 170 Ledge Road. I'm sorry that I did not get a chance to read the law. Just have one question and one concern, and that is, I just don't want to be flooded with cannabis stores in the town. Okay, and is there, some sort of in the law, is there some sort of regulation about how many we should have in the town?
Thank you. Anyone else with questions or comments? Seeing no other questions or comments, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make it.
Seconded.
I will second that.
Been moved and seconded, all in favor? Anyone else? Opposed or any
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I would make a motion that we refer this proposed law to the county planning board for review in the normal course of business, since this is a modification to our zoning law.
motion's been made,
I'll second.
seconded, been moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you.
I'd like to modify that to include the town planning board also.
I'll make a motion to modify that to the planning board.
Accepted, everyone accepts that? Yes, sir. Thanks, Balance, everyone, okay, here with that, Melanie? Thank you, Melanie, for filling in tonight.
You're welcome.
We will now go back to our agenda. We are communications. Melanie, would you please?
Sure.
You can, yeah.
I can bring
You can
this
bring
right
it.
over. Okay, we have two communications tonight. The first is from Mary Jo Frederick. My name is Mary Jo Frederick, and I am a resident of Glenary Boulevard in the town of Ulster. My comments are solely mine, and I do not represent any groups and/or organizations of which I may be a member. I believe there should be a public meeting on the planned expansion of the Bread Alone facility at 2121 Ulster Avenue, Lake Katrine, to educate the community and answer questions about the plans. Every time I drive in and out of my community, I regret that I did not pay more attention to the Central Hudson training facility plans. In fact, I'm still waiting to see the trees and indigenous plantings that were promised with that project. Now it looks like Bread Alone has already clear-cut the trees that contributed habitats for bald eagles, northern long-eared bats, etc. in our community. I also see in the CEAF that there are plans to physically alter and/or encroach into existing wetlands. I think the community should have the opportunity to learn more about the planned expansion and its impact on our environment and community. Thank you, Mary Jo Frederick. And the second communication we've received was from the Glenary Lake Park Improvement Association. And it states, it has come to our attention that there may have been information distributed or presented implying communication endorsed by the Glenary Lake Park Improvement Association, GLPIA. GLPIA was established in 1927, incorporated in 1950, and is dedicated to the improvement and betterment of the Glenary Lake Park community. It represents over 350 households in the Glenary Lake Park area. Glenary Lake Park is defined as the parcel of land developed by William R. Crawshaw and Langhorne Crum, being bounded on the west by the Esopus Creek, on the east by Route 9W, on the south by the southern end of Glenary Boulevard, and on the north by the railroad trestle running over the Esopus Creek. GLPIA is led by a board of officers who are elected by its membership every 2 years. There is another relatively new, less formal group of Glenary Lake Park residents, Esopus neighbors, led by Kaylin Sanders, which generally focuses on the environment. Many GLPIA members are on the Esopus neighbors email distribution list and receive communications regarding environmental issues and actions in the Glenary Lake Park area. Neither GLPIA nor Esopus neighbors has the authority to speak for each other. Please be advised that any and all communications shall only be considered as official from GLPIA if undersigned by one or more of the officers listed below. We hope this provides some clarity. If you have questions or would like to discuss further, you may email us at glenairy-lake-park-improvement@gmail.com or call Linda Belzati, President. And then it states the officers, Linda Belzati, President, Karen Bonenberger, Vice President, Mark Frederick, Treasurer, and Joanne Powers, Secretary. Thank you, Glen Eyrie Lake Park Association officers.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, now we'll move on to our agenda under new business. Presentation and acceptance of the monthly supervisors report for the month of February and March. You have it in your packet. Are there any questions or comments from any of the board members on that? Need a motion that it be accepted?
I'll second that.
Any questions or comments? Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We have the motion to accept the resignation of 3 full-time police officers, that being Noah Kite, Jacob Stoop, and Dakota Wagner. Need a motion to accept those resignations?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? All passed. We have a motion to promote Lucas Boyle. We'll take care of that one.
I'll take care of that. This comes at the request of our highway superintendent, Frank Petrimo. Employee's name is Lucas Boyle. Title will be HMEO, comes to the highway department out of the highway fund. It's full-time, non-competitive union position, local 17. To grade 6, step 5, wage will be $28.32. And the start date will be today, right? No, 4/08/2024. I make a motion to promote Lucas Boyle to HMEO.
So moved. Any second?
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? If there are none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Motion to hire seasonal employees. Rocco, you got that?
I got that too.
No, I-
I'm gonna put 3 of them together. They're all getting the same rate. Maddox Cody, Brian Killian, and Riley Dockenhausen. Their title will be Highway Beautification, out of the Highway Department and out of the Highway Fund. Seasonal, non-competitive. It's not a union position. No health insurance. The wage will be $17 an hour. Start date will be 6/24/2024. And I make a motion that we hire these 3 young men.
It's been moved.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Passed.
The last hire, his name is Brian Hill, Highway Beautification, comes out of the Highway Department Fund. It's a seasonal position, non-competitive, non-union. No health insurance. The wage will be $20 an hour. Start date 05/07/2024, and I make a motion that we hire Brian Hill to the Highway Seasonal Beautification Program.
It's been moved and seconded. My only comment is the difference in pay has to do with his ability to drive his CDL license. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. The next motion on the floor has to do with our arrangements for the city of Kingston. It's a motion to designate Councilwoman DeGroat as the town's representative to the city of Kingston Drinking Water Source Protection Program. Need a motion for that, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second, please.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Passes. Thank you. The next one, a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign preemptive interconnection agreement with CSX Transportation Incorporated for the Voices Lane, Morton Boulevard Railroad Crossing Signal Upgrade Project. Documents are included. I would need a motion to accept that.
I'll make it.
Need a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Yes. Okay, our next two come to do with the highway department and have to do with continued highway work. So the first one is a motion to authorize the highway superintendent to award bid for RFB TOUH 2024-01 pole planing road services to Callan Industries. Need a motion?
I'll make that motion.
It's
And I'll
been-
second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? If there are no questions or comments, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? It's passed. The next one, similar, motion to authorize highway superintendent to award bid for RFB TOUH 2024-02 full depth recycling to Peckham Road. Packet is included with all the many pages of details. Under a motion for this, please.
I'll make it.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor, please signify by aye. Anyone
Aye.
opposed? Passed unanimously. Thank you. The next one, motion to authorize the supervisor to sign a letter of support for Rupco Quality in Project Grant Request to Senators Schumer and Gillibrand. The copies of the letters are included in the packet. Need a motion to accept that?
I'll make that motion. I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? If there are no questions or comments, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Unanimous. Jim, would you read the next resolution, please?
We have a resolution delegating all authority for the daily operations of the town of Ulster and its districts to Deputy Supervisor Clayton Jan Cleek. The organizational meeting in January of this year, as it has been custom in this town, the supervisor has been delegated by the town board of certain executive powers under which he conducts daily business. This is part and parcel of the transition of power process that Mr. Van Cleek and I are in the process of executing. And I ask for a motion to accept the resolution delegating the authority for him to run the town on a day-to-day basis.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone that's opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you. Thank you. The next thing we have is the resolution authorizing the town to initiate seeker and authorize the referral of said project to the Ulster County Planning Board for an approximate 11,200 square foot addition and an approximate 2,000 square foot second addition for Bread Alone. 2121 Ulster Avenue, Lake Katrine, SBL 39.15-4-16.100. Need a motion, please?
I make the motion.
Need a second?
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Do we have any comments or questions on this? There are no comments or questions. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Quigley,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGroot,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hayner,
Yeah.
Councilman Secreto.
Yes.
The next item is a resolution awarding a contract TU 2243 emergency repairs UWWTP space UV replacement project to TAM or TAM Enterprises Incorporated, Goshen, New York, in the amount of $63,490. This is a continuing project for the upgrade of the UV system. Need a motion to accept this?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
It's been moved, it's been seconded. Any questions or comments about this? Comments? No comments. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you. Under old business. Mr. Secreto, do we have any comments that need to be made about summer camp?
I'll just read out what we've been going through. Well, the clerk's office is really doing all the work on this one. Registration is open for the summer camp. Ages for the children down there, the kids will be 6 to 12 years old. Limit 65 campers. We accept town of Ulster residents first. There is a waiting list for out of town. Right now, we probably have 7 or 8 on that.
Correct.
Camp runs 7 weeks, July 1st, to August 23rd. Forms, where you want to pay or fill out anything on right here at Town Hall, right at the clerk's office. That's about it, but we also are looking for applications for, summer camp counselors. Have we anything in there on them yet?
Yes, we do.
We'll probably need about 8 to 10 counselors for the 65 kids. So that's all I have right now.
Any other questions for? Okay, that concludes most of all of our agenda. Before we go to public comment, I do want to make one comment. As you've noticed in this agenda, the responsibilities for the day-to-day operations have been transferred over to me. We want to be very clear about this, that Supervisor Quigley has given his intentions of retiring later this summer. I have been working closely with the board as a deputy supervisor to work this transition through so that the town of Ulster doesn't miss a step if that's at all possible. This is a very unusual and unique thing that's occurring in the town of Ulster. I don't assume or presume anything. I've been assured by my fellow board members that we are doing this with their support, as you just saw. Jim and I will continue to work closely together as we do with the rest of the departments. This decision was made so that we can help the department heads and help everyone else that works for the town, ask questions, to be able to know now there's a transition. Jim is still here. He's still the supervisor. I'm the deputy supervisor and I have increased responsibilities now. We want to be clear and open with everyone about this. This is all being done to try to serve the town. How do we think is the best way possible? So we'll continue to try to be organized, clear, and efficient in how we handle things and understand. That concludes my comments. As we now go, we're done with our regular agenda. We now open the floor to public comments. Let me please ask you, your comments are to the board. The town policy has it that it is 3 minutes. We are now trying to keep track of that. We'll warn you when you hit 3 minutes. And we will listen to what you have to say. It's recorded. We take notes. We try to get back to everyone. And I forgot, there was one thing I did want to bring up. A petition was given to us a meeting or two ago regarding Quail Drive. The town is working on that. I wish government we could be faster. However, the highway superintendent has been working with the county to discuss measurement tools and efforts that can be done. We are looking into traffic studies, ways of improving our traffic studies. We've checked police records for the last several years to see what activity there is up there. It's right here in my binder. It has not been forgotten about. We will be presenting back to the town as we can formulate a plan of what to do to assist with the concerns that there are on Quail Drive. I don't at the moment have an outstanding note of any other comments that were made. If we did miss something, please bring it to our attention and it will be addressed at the next meeting. There are some things we are working on that we sometimes forget. We want to get back to. So there, the microphone is yours. Please come up, tell us if you have anything to say. Yes, you can come back up again.
I just have a question on one of your agenda items. And it's the second one on the second page. Can you explain what the full depth recycling to Peckham Road Corporation is?
We sure can, and we'll do something odd. We're gonna let someone answer your question now rather than get back to you. Right.
Full depth reclamation is when they go on the road bed, the bad shape, and they go down about 8 inches, grind it all, mix it up together, and relay, put it back down. It's a major reconstruction of the road.
As someone who's an avid fan of blacktopping, I actually like the smell of it. Actually, always was intrigued by that method where they grind it off and re-add materials to it and put it back down. So nothing's getting trucked away. It's a good recycling. Thanks for the question. Any other comments to the public, to the board? Okay, well, I just want to thank everyone for being here. I saw no one jump to the microphone, and I hope I'm not presupposing that there's nothing to say. Not that I want to stay here late. I haven't had supper yet. I don't think most of us have either. Jim?
For those of you who have come here tonight, I want to remind you, we have a 7 o'clock town planning board meeting. On the agenda is several local projects along with, I stress, a presentation only by Woodstock National on their proposed development in Ruby. I would like to say that based upon the discussions I've had with the planning board members, there is no intent to make a decision on that project tonight, but merely to gather information upon which to make an evaluation of their planning board application. Thank you.
Nothing else to be said, then I would entertain a motion
I'll
to,
make the motion with.
what is it called, to adjourn? To adjourn, I need a
I'll
second.
second that.
A second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you for all for being here. Thank you very much. Thanks for your flexibility on the schedule. Also. Hey, boys and girls.